a slow way, living between my thoughts. There's something crawling in the spaces between the words I never say, a dull and constant companion that won't fade away. Not sharp enough to make me scream, not light enough to let me be. Just a slow wake, living in between my thoughts, keeping company with me. A slow wake, living between my thoughts, in the quiet where the mind gets lost. Not loud enough to call its name, but heavy enough to feel the same. Day after day, it never stops. This slow wake, living between my thoughts. It settles in and I'm not looking, in the pause before I speak, in the moments right before sleeping, in the silence of the week. I've learned to walk around it now, like furniture I can't remove. It's become part of the landscape of everything I do. A slow wake, living between my thoughts, in the corners where the light gets lost. Not sharp enough to break me down, but present like a constant sound. A weight that time forgot to drop. This slow wake, living between my thoughts. Other days it's all I feel, this persistent, patient wrong. Doesn't ask for recognition, doesn't need me to understand. Just exists between the synapses, like footprints in the sand. The doctors say there's nothing there, nothing they can see or find. But I know better than to argue with what lives inside my mind. It's not the kind of pain they measure on their scales from 1 to 10. It's the ache of being conscious again and again and again. A slow ache, living between my thoughts, in the space where hope and fear have fought. Not screaming, but it's always there, a weight I've learned to wear. In the spaces silence never fills, this slow wake, living between my thoughts, between my thoughts. There still, between my thoughts, between my thoughts, between my thoughts, between my thoughts. It's living in the space, living in the spaces. I've been on my knees begging for some grace, but these scars keep talking, won't leave this place. Every word I pray gets drowned out by the pain written on my skin like permanent stain. Scars that whisper louder than my prayers, telling stories that nobody else hears. I cry to heaven, but the past won't let me go. These scars speak louder than my soul. Try to hide them underneath these sleeves, but they burn through fabric, won't let me believe that redemption's possible for someone like me. When my body testifies to all my tragedies, scars that whisper louder than my prayers, telling stories that nobody else hears. I cry to heaven, but the past won't let me go. These scars speak louder than my soul. They say time heals everything you've known, but time just made these scars my home. Each one's got a name, each one's got a face, and they're screaming over every word of faith. I light candles in the dark, searching for a sign, but these marks remind me of every cross line. The preacher says forgiveness washes clean, but my scars remember everything I've been. Scars that whisper louder than my prayers, echoing through empty midnight air. I reach for salvation, but I'm pulled back down by these scars that make a deafening sound. Louder than my prayers,
These scars won't fade.
louder than my prayers.
The price I paid.
Whisper, whisper, louder than my prayers. God can't hear me through these scars I wear. Walls that know every silence breath I take, shadows dancing where the light don't dare to break. start to bleed in this cold room when nobody hears me plead. In a room where my heart learned to stay quiet, where silence is the only dialect. Every whispered beat, every screaming change in this forgotten room, eternally restrained. Dust collecting on the promises I made, echoes of a love that nobody believed stayed. These walls absorb what I can't say out loud, and emptiness answers when I start breaking down. In the room where my heart learned to stay quiet, where silence is the only dialect. Every whisper beat, every screaming change in this forgotten room, eternally restrained. From inside, threw away the key. Now there's only the ghost of who I used to be. And when loneliness asks if I'm still alive, I answer with the silence that became my disguise. Maybe someday these walls will crumble down, and my heart will find voices that don't drown. But until then I remain in this shadowed place, the room where I learned silence is my only grace. In the room where my heart stays quiet, just the blues crying out in the secret asylum. Slow harness like guitar with reverb, bass comes in deep and deliberate. Brass drums, just kicking brush snare. It was a Tuesday when the air turned cold, not the kind of cold that winter holds, but the freeze that settles in your bones when you realize you're completely alone. My chest kept moving up and down, but something vital couldn't be found. Like a machine that's lost its soul, just going through the motions of a dying goal. The night my breath forgot how to hold, when inhaled felt like swallowing smoke. Every breath was just a violent time. The night hope walked out and left me behind. I remember staring at the ceiling cracks, knowing there was no going back to the man who used to dream at night, who believed tomorrow would be alright. The oxygen kept filling up my lungs, but the songs inside me went unsung. 'Cause breathing ain't the same as being alive. It's just proof that you somehow survived. The night my breath forgot how to hold, when my heart was barely holding the rope. Every exhale was a silent scream. The night I stopped believing in dreams, yeah. They say the darkest hour comes before dawn, but what if the darkness just goes on and on? What if the sun forgot your name? What if tomorrow's just more of the same? Wailing in the distance, becoming slightly more aggressive. I've been breathing in, breathing out for so many years, filled with doubt. But that night something finally broke. The last little flame went up in smoke. People talk about the will to live, like it's something you just choose to give. But they don't know about that night, when breathing and hoping split apart in flight. Now I watch others chase their stars, while I'm just counting all my scars. They ask me why I look so great. I tell them hope walked out that day. Now my breath forgot how to hold, when I finally reached the end of my rope. Every moment just mechanical now. The night I forgot to remember how to believe in anything beyond this pain, to think the sun could shine again, to imagine love or light or truth. The night I said goodbye to you. Sometimes I wonder if hope will return, if there's a lesson I still need to learn. But mostly I just breathe in and out, living with this permanent drought of anything that feels like grace. Just a hollow man in an empty space, and every breath reminds me still of the night when hope broke its will. The night my breath forgot. There's a candle burning where my heart should be, fighting against the wind that's killing me. Flickers in the darkness, barely holding on, a lonely light that's been flickering too long. A lonely light flickering inside my chest, struggling to shine through all this emptiness. Sometimes it glows, sometimes it fades away, but it keeps on burning through the darkest days. Nobody sees the flame I'm trying to keep alive, this fragile spark that helps me survive. The oil's running low, the wick is wearing thin, but I can't let the darkness finally win. A lonely light flickering inside my chest, struggling to shine through all this emptiness. Sometimes it glows, sometimes it fades away, but it keeps on burning through the darkest days. Watched it dance in storms I couldn't fight, watched it dim when hope walked out of sight. But even when the world blows cold and mean, this little light refuses to leave the scene. Maybe it's foolish, maybe it's all I've got, the stubborn flame that time forgot. It don't shine bright, it don't light up the room, but it's mine alone, flickering through the gloom. A lonely light flickering inside my chest, last thing living in this hollowness. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it screams my name, but I'll protect this dying flame. Flickering inside my chest, flickering. Won't let it die. The weight I carry when the world falls asleep, when the street lights dim and the city goes quiet, that's when the burden starts its ride. Everybody's dreaming while I'm wide awake, carrying this weight that nobody else can take. The weight I carry when the world falls asleep, heavy like stone, buried 6 feet deep. when silence screams louder than the day. The weight I carry won't go away. Daylight hides what the darkness reveals, all the broken promises, all the wounds that won't heal. People close their eyes and let their troubles go, but mine grow heavier with every shadow. The weight I carry when the world falls asleep, heavy like stone, buried 6 feet deep. When silence screams louder than the day, the weight I carry won't go away. 3 a.m. and I'm talking to ghosts, the ones I love, the ones I lost the most. They whisper questions I can't answer right, and this weight gets heavier through the night. Some people say tomorrow brings a brand new start, but tomorrow just means more weight upon my heart. While they're dreaming peaceful in their beds, I'm wrestling with demons inside my head. The weight I carry when the world falls asleep, crushing my chest, making it hard to breathe. When everyone's gone and I'm all alone, the weight I carry has become my home. When the world falls asleep, I carry the weight in the silence. When the world falls asleep, it's never too late for the weight to the boy under. One more night.